Hey everybody, it's Patty the Tinker's wife here from smoky Portland, Oregon. I'm in the garden at Tinker's Paradise. I was getting a little cabin fever today, or this afternoon. Thought I'd come out and kind of do just a quick walkthrough. I'm hoping this works out okay because I'm going to turn the camera around so I can't see the lens. But hopefully it will come out okay because I kind of know that the lens is right there. So it should work out okay. But I picked a few tomatoes, and some of the tomatoes are ripe. The tomatillos are doing good. But let's digress back to what's going on here in Portland, because I know y'all are wondering, those of you who like to get it from the horse's mouth. The air quality here still sucks. The weather has been cool. There was even fog this morning mixed with the smoke. So that was refreshing, trust me. And I can still feel the moisture in the air. It is in the low 60s right now. And it is, let me see, the house has only got up to 65. And I was freezing, so I had to turn on the heat for the first time. I did turn it back down once it kind of got the frost off. Frost at 65. Yes, I am acclimated to summer climate here now. Well, anyway, I haven't watered the garden in like 3 days, and it's I'm not going to worry about it today either because I don't want to be out here a whole long time. But anyhow, let me show you a couple things here, and I want to talk about something I've been thinking about. See that lovely tomato? That's one of my volunteers. Yeah, so I've been watching on Facebook some of the posts. Ooh, look at that one. That's one of my favorite ones. I'm looking forward to eating that baby. I've got 2 more on there, and I just picked a small one, so I'm happy. That'll be 5 off of that plant, which is enough for me. I'm only one person. Oh, I got to show you this because I'm so proud of this. I am going to have to try and grow cantaloupe in the future. This was so easy. I'm just hoping it ripens. So anyway, I've been watching how people respond, and it seems more and more that people in this area, and actually all over, are all joining the chorus that says that the fires, the arson fires that are happening, or that there are arson fires attempted, it's all Antifa. Well, I want to just hold up a stop sign here for a minute, and I'm going to have to take off this mask because it's killing me to breathe. I won't die. Anyway, I'm going to hold up a stop sign. It's the stop sign of reason. You know, we get all caught up in our emotions and in our fears, and we can gain this kind of mob mentality when it comes to things that scare us. And I was thinking about the responses, which I also have gotten caught up in a little bit, but I tend to not be someone who does that very easily. I found myself caught up in it one night when I was particularly vulnerable, because I am vulnerable being alone, living in Portland. The fires were not far from here, though we were not likely to get them unless the wind shifted and something really crazy happened. Yeah, so anyway, I love this. I gotta show you this view. Isn't that beautiful? I love that. The flowers are the citrus monarda, or the citrus bee balm. I'm going to collect seed from those, I think. I'm going to sit down here by my lovely eggplant that finally have decided to bloom. I don't know, can you see that? Yeah, there's a bloom right there. Well, anyway, somebody was they posted something that was up in Corbett, just outside, I think it was Corbett. I don't think it was Colton. I think it was Corbett. They posted that someone had lit fireworks about 150 feet, I think it was, off of the road. in this field. And I don't remember there was any mention of anybody, but all I know is that the diatribe or the shout that went up was, "It's Antifa!" They don't know. Nobody knows. This is how ridiculous this is, guys. Okay. I was reminded at that point of back when blacks were horribly, horribly treated, when racism was as vile as it could be, when men were dragging black men out of their homes and hanging them for crimes they never committed, when a white man committed it. Are we any different when we do this? That's my question. If we do not know for sure that a person connected with Antifa did this, and if it was an Antifa order to do it, we have no right to say that. We are becoming judges, and we are not, no, blind at that. We're judges. Not good. I would hate to be on the receiving end of that kind of judgment if I had not done it and somebody had died in that fire. There was no fire, by the way. It managed to be put out. I don't know if I can't remember, honestly, I can't. I'll have to, maybe I'll link to this post later. Anyway, so I want to caution people and ask you to take a breath and to think about what's fact and what might not be. Now, there are some posts that I know that actually a friend of mine in Idaho has posted that somebody that she knows and knows well saw somebody, a fire starter, and it was marked as unsubstantiated hoax kind of stuff. It wasn't. It wasn't. Actually, I thought it was a hoax because I didn't have the backstory. Well, I've changed that now. I will actually still need to go on Facebook and change it, but it is a true thing. And so and I wonder if the government officials aren't doing this to kind of put those who are actually doing these things off of put them off so that it kind of confuses what they're thinking. And it wouldn't surprise me at all. So I want to have grace for our law enforcement, for the FBI. They have a difficult job to do, and us sharing and saying that Antifa is involved, overposting those things, does not help. It does not help. It only confuses things. It gets people more anxious. It makes us more fearful. There's just too many negatives. There is. And as much as we don't trust the people that are in power, let me ask you this. How much do you trust God? Are you able to trust God that He can take care of us through those He's put in those positions? Because God does not allow anybody in authority unless He puts them there and it's for His purposes. So that's the other thing. You know, we want to be bitter and complain and raise our arms in anger and everything, and yet are we praying for those leaders? Are we praying that God would give them wisdom and help them to have hearts that would be willing to tell the truth and to not be swayed by those powers around them? Or are we going to be a bunch of silly old people in our armchairs, kind of like the armchair quarterbacks, calling the shots and not knowing what's going on the field? Yeah. So anyway, that's what I've been thinking about. Yeah. I've got a lot of time to think, so why not? So yeah, I picked a few more beans. The beans look terrible. I'm going to show you the beans. See the beans? Beans look absolutely terrible. They have like these crunchy leaves. I should go show you the crunchy leaves. That dark blotching, this stuff, that showed up with the fire. My assessment is something in the smoke. Yeah, and some of the green leaves actually got it. I don't know if it happened to be a bacteria that took hold or whatever it was. But yeah, it's kind of gnarly looking. But I've got a couple of beans that I'm still ripening. I'm not taking those down until those are ripe so I can collect them for seed. They're not at the rattle stage yet. So yeah, but it's pretty smoky out here. I'm going to give you another good look at the garden and go through a couple of more tomatoes. There's that big fat beauty that I can't wait to take a bite out of. My brandywines. Aren't these glorious? This one, yeah, that's going to be pretty. That'll be a kind of a bugger to cut though. This is the Italian, or excuse me, I always do that, Sicilian saucer. Oops. And I picked a couple off of that today. The cucamelon over my head is still producing. I've kind of grown weary of cucamelon, so if I grow them again, it will be where I can easily share them with a lot of people. I never did figure out a good way to eat them besides fresh, and after a while you can only eat so many. I get tired of things kind of fast sometimes, and they weren't lively enough in their flavor, I guess. Oh, and I want to show you this. I love this plant. This is so beautiful. That is that Chinese tricolor lettuce or whatever they call it. It's an amaranth. I despise common names sometimes. That came from China, and it's got different colors, so that's why they called it that. Marketing names, marketing names. Yep. Oh, I've got another branch down. I have about a 60-gallon roll cart full of stuff that came out of my fir trees with the wind, and probably some of the neighbors' trees too, because I've got fir trees all around me. You can see there's ones over my head. Woo! Anyway, yeah. So got lots of trees. I'm grateful that we didn't have any big trees down. I didn't lose any power, all that stuff when we had those big winds. Yesterday morning I came out here and it was really eerie. It was so still. No wind blowing and all of that. But anyway, I'm going to let you go for now. I think 12.5 minutes is long enough of this. I flapped my gums for long enough. So I hope you all have a safe and happy rest of your weekend. Yeah, so go read Psalm 12. And I'll mark some of the passages in the description below. So if any of you want it more easily, I can get it to you. So anyway, thank you for spending time with me. I really appreciate it. I want to thank everybody who's here for the first time. This is not a normal video. It's just that these are not normal times. I've been doing these blended videos more, but anyway, thank you so much. Please consider subscribing. We have a lot of exciting things coming up. I just don't know exactly when. As most of you know, I will be moving at some point, so we've got the sale and the selling of the house and finding a house, and hopefully it'll be a place where I can garden again and maybe have chickens or something and do kind of like the mini homesteader, the grandma homesteader. So anyway, I want to thank everybody. If you don't want to miss any future videos, hit that bell, and please click on the like button before you leave, because that helps to support me here with YouTube, and that really means a lot. So thanks again, everybody. God bless. Y'all have a good day. This is Patty, the Tinkerer's wife, signing off.